Good morning, children. Today I am going to continue the same lesson of yesterday, the impact of British rule in India. So today I am going to go for the constitutional development. So today I am going to take the topic is constitutional development. Okay. So what is this? Along with the British administration, problem also grew in India. So along with the British, there were many problems in India. What were the problems? In order to elevate the problem, reformation in administration became important. So the reformations were made, the changes were made in the administration, and that was the most important point. So British attempted to create different rules in the form of law and tried to implement them. So Britishers started creating their own new laws and they tried to implement it over on each and every one. So the laws implemented during the rule of East India Company, what are they? First one is Regulating Act of 1773. So after the implementation of Diwani rights in 1765, the greedy company officials misused the provision and became the rich and corrupt in every way. Corruption spiral means it went each and every way, the corruption by the officials. So what happened? So after the implementation of the Diwani rights were given to the Britishers. So later on in 1765, what did the greedy company officials do? The East India Company officials, they misused the provision or became rich and corrupt also. So the corruption spiral, it went to each and every corner out. And what did Edmund Burke do? Edmund Burke, a member of the British Parliament, criticized the corruption of the East India Company. He termed the tax payment received by the British government from the East India Company as a criminal tax. So Edmund Burke, what did he do? A member of the British Parliament, he termed the tax payment received by the British government from the East India Company as a criminal tax. So this he was forced to criticize, but government remained silent to the fact of corruption. So rich and many in England feared that people may upset the political fabric of India. So the Regulating Act implemented in 1773. What are the features of this Regulating Act? Before the implementation of this Act, there were three presidencies with the British rule. Under British rule, there were three presidencies. What are they? They are Bengal, Madras and Bombay. So they were independent administration. But later on, what happened? The Regulating Act in the Bengal presidency gained control over two presidencies. There were three. Out of that, the governor of Bengal. So what did the governor of Bengal do? With the help of the governor of Bengal, he took the hold of the other two presidencies, that is Madras and Bombay. So the Governor General was authorized to direct excess control and supervise the other two presidencies. What are the other two presidencies? The Madras and the Bombay. So the Bombay and Madras presidencies could not declare war and peace against without prior approval of the Governor General of Bengal. So even if they want to create war or if they want peace, they have to take the permission of Governor General. Then only they can go for it. So according to the Act, the Supreme Court of the jurisdiction established in Calcutta. What did he say? In the Central Court, one Chief Justice and 3 ordinary judges were there. So according to the Act, in the Supreme Court, how many justices were there? In a Central Court, 1 Chief Justice and 3 ordinary judges were there. Okay, now second I am going to Pitt India Act of 1784. So what is this Pitt India Act of 1784 tells? There were many inconsistencies in Regulating Act of 1773. Earlier Act was 1773. Now the Pitt India Act is of 1784. In order to rectify classify them and also to clearly outline the powers of the East India Company, what did the Britishers do? The British government implemented the Pitt India Act. Okay. So the government of England restricted the powers of East India Company. So later on, a new institution named, what is it? The Board of Controllers. So the Board of Controllers, consisting of 6 commissioners was started. So 6 commissioners were there in Board of Control, and their Board of Controllers replaced the Board of Directors. So in place of Board of Directors, they came Board of Controllers. And this Board of Controllers replaced the Board of Directors, and the board had power to direct and control the issues related to land tax, military and civil areas. So they had the authority to control the issues of land tax, military and civil area. So the Board of Control came into existence in the place of Board of Directors. Okay. So the Act declared that the Indians have attained their permanent power in the name of British Empire only, but only on the oath, and curtailed the political rights. So Indian conclusively. Hence the government of England is the ultimate ruler of India. The next one is, I am going to say, is about the Charter Act. So what is this Charter Act, children? So the Charter Act, the main aim of the Charter Act was to renew the license of the East India Company, to renew, okay, to change or renew or make it new. Okay, the Charter Act of 1793, 1813, 1833, 1853 were all implemented to achieve this aim. So when the Charter was implemented, it was there for once in 20 years. The new rules and regulations found fit by the British government was included in this Act. Among them, 1813 and 1833 are important acts. 1813 and 1833. These are the important acts. Keep it in mind, children. So later on, Charter of 1813, what does it say? This Act licensed the East India Company to stay for again another 20 years. They can continue for another 20 years term. So the Act allowed the demand, authorized and all interested person to carry trade to India. In the Act, free trade started in India. So a new era of license and authorization started. So the Board of Directors, what did they do? They vested their powers to appoint Governor General and the Commander-in-Chief. So Board of Directors had the power to appoint Governor General and Commander-in-Chief, and later on the churches were allowed to enter into Indian officials, and the Christian missionaries were enriched and directed with the knowledge of the Indians, the moral and the spiritual life of Indians. Okay, so the experience of Christianity in English education started taking place. Because of this, what happened? The development of Charter Act of 1813 is an historical act. So this is about the Charter Act of 1813.